So, hello everyone, more than here with my review of Attack on Titan episode 54 or 17th, and what a good episode. I mean, easily best episode this season, arguably best episode ever. I think it was, I think it's a 10 out of 10 episode, hands down. It's, absurdly best episode this season by far. I don't think any episode was as good last season. I know a lot of people didn't like this season much. I liked last season, but I didn't think it's like, no. I think the episode really was much better. I love the scene when the story punches Eren. I love that scene though. I love that scene, like, Eren, get a hold of you! Yeah, I was like, God, grow up, kid! Yeah, that scene is great, and the reveal with Grisha's one is great too last season. And I love the Jean moment where he can't shoot the human and so on. That's a very good character moment, best moment, character development, I would say. Armin and Jean there. But, yeah, I would say the only episode I'm picturing is better than this is around where like we reveal who, you know, Bernholt and Reiner is. Around there, maybe it's a better episode. But I think this is probably the best episode. Like, seriously. So why is it so good then? Well, it has a lot of good things happening here. First of all, Levi, which is Beast Titan, right? the final gets in there. Everyone, first of all, dies to get him there, right? So Erwin gets, he gets the rock in there. The other guy dies too. There's only one guy surviving, right? The guy is carrying Erwin, later. And so right away there, everyone is dying just for Levi to get his chance. Really know this stuff, but yeah, so that's an impactful thing. And he gets there, and the animation, and the blood, and the flow, and just the decision scenes. I mean, it was just amazing, right? It was just amazing. It's straight up, probably the best animation they ever had in this anime. And this anime is like good quality anime, right? But that was just amazing. That's hard to describe. But when he flies in there, cuts the fingers off, and stands over him, and the blood, then he like pulls up, and it's like a blood splatter flying over there. I mean, it was amazing. It was too short. I was like, whoa! It was hard to watch. It was so amazing. I couldn't go back because I wasn't on TV. I wish I could just go back and rewatch it. So, of course, it's gonna be like a typical AMV and so on. Yeah, people can do a lot of that. Really, really spectacular. And then ends with having the blade in his mouth, and that was very good anime. Yeah, from an animation standpoint, it was the best, right? And I think so. Yeah, I think so. Straight up, the best episode, probably the best animated episode of ever in Attack on Titan. I think that's fair to say. Absurdly hype. So that was really, really good. And after the build up, it's one more die again. And I mean, you know, I love Susume. Yeah, I love that guy when Erwin gets hit. There's another guy screaming, Susume! There's another guy that's like, one guy's like, oh no, we have to help the commander. And the other guy's like, no, Susume! We have to keep going! Whereas he's dying in vain. Yeah, we can't stop now, we have to keep going, right? So I love that. He's like, this guy gets it. Yeah, he's like, keep going, guys. So they all die, right? And, how to say it? The first half then is really, really hype, right? And of course, Court Titan comes and saves Zeke, and you could hope that Levi is gonna learn to just kill him when he has a chance, but he doesn't. Yeah. But anyway, that's a really amazing hype thing there, yeah. Court Titan's appearance, saves the warship and so on. But after that, it's like a really sad episode. Yeah, so it's both like really badass hyping in the first half, and the second half is like Armin is getting killed by Bernhold's Titan, he's getting burned. And it's like really sad, and it ends with his corked body, right? It ends with that. So it's a both really, really amazing, badass, like, yeah, good guys are winning, and then into this like, it's like really sad, very desperate, very tragic second part, right? So that's also, I think, this could be the best episode ever. I will always say the best episode ever. That's my point. I would say that I think it's the best episode ever, yeah, because it has that amazing roller coaster, right? Super up, super down, yeah. So it's everywhere, and also seeing what Reiner and Bertolt losing, seeing Eren pulling out Bernholt there, that was great too. And of course Reiner, Haji appearing, helping Mikasa, she impales him, right, and gets that whole thing going. So we see all of them losing as well. But they also lost Erwin and Armin, and the whole army the Erwin had, they all died and so on, yeah. So it's like massive loses, right? It's a Pyrrhus victory, it's called a Pyrrhic victory in English? Pyrrhus is the name for him, right? We say Pyrrhic in English, right? Whatever. You know what I mean. The old guy that fought the Romans. I'm pretty sure his name is Pyrrhus whatever, yeah, in his original language. And of course, each time he won against the Romans, but it cost so much, the 3 battles, and it cost so much. That eventually was like, well, at some point I might as well surrender anyway after the 3rd victory, because it's like, well, it costs so much money in my economy, and all my men are dying all the time. So eventually, even though I won the battle, I lost the war, right? Because I couldn't win against in his case, I was fighting the Romans, so they had so much more infrastructure and resources, right? Yeah, it's hard. But still, though, it's kind of like that. They won the war, but potentially won the war, but they lost a lot of people, right? Lost mainly the army and so on, yeah. So we're getting into that, and of course, it's not over yet. It's not over yet, of course. If you look at the preview, I would say not watch that. The preview was very, I would say, spoiling. Yeah, the preview showed almost everything from this episode. It showed like a massive scene there, I would say. So you shouldn't watch it. I was like, oh, man, okay. Yeah, I was like, whoa, they're really showing everything here. They're showing a very important scene. But anyway, amazing episode. In particular, again, I feel, because it has both the high and the lows, but not lows, of course, as in low of like, oh, this is pretty bad. I mean low as in this is sad, right? So if you have this, amazing, like, yeah, that's like, oh, so you have that feeling for you, right? So I think that really put it out. Where I think that most other episodes, honestly, I mean, I think there are some really good episodes, of course, over the years, but I think they're usually kind of like big reveal, or oh my god, that is such a badass scene, or into like I can't believe you died. Yeah, I think they're usually kind of they usually kind of have more one thing happening, right? Not entirely though, not entirely. I think that one thing you can say definitely is that many episodes has like a mix between like really bad, more like reveals, I guess, or like twists and storytelling with one of the emotions, right? So for example, it's like a really sad episode, but it also tells you a lot of the backstory or a lot of the world building. The next episode might be also a lot of world building, but really bad action scenes, right? So it's more like that. That's always there. That's always there. But the mix of like happiness and sadness, I think that's a rarer element for them to mix, right? They do it sometimes also well, but not I think in this level of magnitude. So I think that was a very strength here. But I don't repeat myself now. You know what I feel. But yeah, it's a 10 episode, best episode, maybe. Yeah, one of the best at least. I think that the only episode could be better is probably another massive reveal, right? Which is coming. I don't know how it's gonna end, but they're gonna have at least one massive cliffhanger reveal, probably last episode, and that might be better, yeah. But again, though, right? That episode, I'm just speculating, but that episode is probably going to be massively revealing. Might have some action and then like revealing, or like it's a massive reveal backstory, whatever, or like world building episode, yeah. This I feel is more again, right? Happiness and sadness on the same time, right? So I think that's interesting. But sure, I guess this episode didn't have much. I don't know. I think actually the card titan is very interesting here. I don't want to talk about too much, because I don't want to like go into like too much theories and so on. But the card titan is definitely interesting. There is some part with the war chief, right? So there is some elements of world building and like structure there too. And we see that he can scream and control the titans, so he can control them. So yeah, I just want to throw some hints there, but yeah, he's screaming like, go and get that guy. So there is a lot of hints there. This episode of the actual world building and how everything comes together, right, as a story. And also his general demeanor also is actually very hinted to, which is going to be explained later, yeah. So there is actually a lot of stuff there, but I tend to not talk about too much, because people are always going to be like, oh, that's spoiler, but I don't think it's spoiler. I'm saying like there is a lot of stuff you can kind of figure out from what's happening with like the card titan and the beast titan, and he's talking to, so there's stuff there as well, which actually makes it even better, yeah, of course. And also, last point, I really love that scene though, when he's screaming, and then we see the guy waking up, he's alone, right? He's like, alive? Oh, where am I? Yeah. And then we see in the background, we see Levi like killing all titans. He's sitting there like, he's like, Titan dying in the background. And he's just like, oh, that's pretty cool. that was the crazy. It's just completely delusional there. It's like, wow, see behind him, like fallen dominoes. That was beautiful. Anyway, hope at the review, guys. Press the like button, subscribe, and so on. Stay tuned with Fairy Gone, and after that, Cinderella baseball cutes anime. Yeah.